Hey everybody, Matt Williams here. Welcome to another video. So if you've seen a couple of my early videos, you've seen what's in my bag and kind of just my welcome video about why I'm starting this YouTube channel. For those of you that haven't seen any of that, just a quick recap. I am just an amateur golfer. I am not a PGA Tour pro or teaching pro or anything like that. I'm about an 8.5 handicap right now, which if you watch some of my other videos, you're going to see why that's been an incredible process and journey to this point, even where I just started this year, let alone the last couple years. So why am I shooting this video? What I decided to do on this one is I decided to record a round of golf. Now this is going to be a two-part series, so two videos. I'll do the front nine and the back nine. And now this is a really cold morning. We actually had a frost delay this morning. It's late October, almost November here. And so it's going to be a really cold morning. I don't really know how the course is going to play this morning. It's cold as stink. I might even put my beanie on. But decided to record this round. Now with this frost delay, we actually have a back nine start today. So I'm going to be starting actually on what is our back nine and then playing the front nine. Again, I'm going to do this as a two-part series, 9 holes and 9 holes. Really just to do a couple of things. Number one, so that you can see a round of golf with me and see where my game is currently at, which is going to make more sense as we test equipment and also talk about little tips and things that I'm working on to continue to improve my game and lower that handicap, which hopefully you guys will find a bit helpful as well. But I thought if there are people that are going to actually start following me, let's give you all a sense of where I'm at today with a full round of golf. And I'm going to talk you through the holes. I'm going to talk you through at least some of the shots, if not most of the shots, because otherwise this will get really, really long indeed. So I'm a little bit nervous. I haven't recorded a round of golf yet. I don't know how this is going to go. I could go low. I could just fall apart and have a terrible round, and then this whole thing backfires. But we're going to record a round of golf, see how this goes. Come along with me, and we'll talk about this round and share a round together so that you guys have an idea of where I'm at right now with my golf game. Okay, so here we are at the first hole. Remember, this is the 10th hole, not our number one, but back nine start because of the frost delay. So this is it's actually rated a pretty challenging hole, just about 400 yards from the blues today, but you can't hit driver because it's a hard dog left over a creek there. So I'm going to hit 3-wood. I sometimes can hit driver, and in these cold temperatures, I kind of wonder if I can, but I'm going to start with 3-wood today. So this is a par 4, about 400 yards. I'm going to hit 3-wood here, because if I crush a driver, there's a world of trouble I can find down there. So 3-wood, I don't hit nearly as far, obviously, but it usually keeps me safe. So just want to try and get a good one down there. No warm-up, so this should be interesting. I started it left, but it's cutting back. Now that whole fairway runs left. Looks like it got a decent bounce though, so I should be darn close to the middle of the fairway. That's a really good start. Okay, so let's again cover all the bases here. I'm an amateur golfer. I'm an 8.5 handicap from the blues. You would think I have the rating and slope memorized, and I don't. But Creekside here, our home golf course, is pretty darn challenging. And you know, even as an 8.5 handicap in competitive play, I would normally get 10 strokes. So it's a challenging golf course, to say the least, and I'm playing it today from the blues. Remember, I'm just an amateur, just a guy on his own golf journey, which hopefully I'm going to be able to use to impact your own golf journey. Now, some of you watching this could be lower handicaps than me. I'd be willing to bet many of you are higher handicaps than me. Wow, there's a lot of yellow jackets for this time of year. They're going crazy. There's even a sign that says beware of bees. But yeah, I don't really know what I was saying. I got distracted by the yellow jackets. But yeah, so this should be fun. Again, we're going to break this into 2 9-hole segments and hopefully have some fun with this. I can see my ball already. It is in the fairway, but given the hard dog left, I'm on the left side of the fairway, which is actually going to present kind of a challenging second shot here. One of the reasons why this hole is, let's see, 2, 4, it's the number 6 handicap hole on our golf course. So we're off. Okay, so as I thought, I am in the fairway, but this is what I'm talking about. The hole dog's left. You can barely see the flag behind the tree there. So at this point in my game, I'm not really that great yet at shaping shots. So I either need to just fly it over that tree or try and play a draw, or maybe a combination of both. I have an uphill lie, which makes this, adds another degree of difficulty to this. And I haven't looked at my yardage yet, but I bet I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of 135 yards or so, maybe 140. I hate you, mama. Okay, yeah, so I shot the distance. It was 136 to the hole. Now, that means I hit about a 260-yard drive with my 3-wood, and that's not, by my standards, that's pretty decent. Uphill lie, which will help it draw a little bit, which is what I need. 136 to the hole. The hole is slightly elevated, so I'm going to go 9-iron here. God, standing over your first approach shot is just, yikes. Oh, that's good if it goes. Oh my goodness, it's on the green. Wow. All right, so I managed to find just the front of the green, which I'm actually pretty pleased with. We always want to be closer to the hole, but I'm happy with that. You can see where my pitch mark is, so got the ball to stop. It didn't release. And let's see what I can do with this putt. So I'm not going to do this every hole, but I will talk about at least how I read greens. I've already gotten down in front of the camera here and taken a look at this. Another thing that I've started doing, and I got this from Rick Shields, who is this incredible personality, golf personality and PGA teaching pro, is to start walking the line and getting a sense in my feet where the break is. So this putt starts uphill and levels out, and actually once it crests kind of a ridge, I believe it goes downhill. And I believe it's mostly right to left. Let's see how accurate I am. I draw a line from I envision how I want the ball to roll, or how I believe the ball's going to roll, and follow a line and pick a mark just about 12 to 20 inches in front of the ball. Again, as an 8.5 handicapper, it's not like I'm a great putter. Oh, I needed to hit it. Almost. Almost. All right. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so I imagine you saw that. I 2-putted that for the par. I don't know if the camera could pick it up because I'm on a lapel mic, so I don't think it's getting much in the way of a background noise. But there were some guys over on the 17th tee cheering for my putt there. If you saw it, I almost holed it, but it was just a little too quick. So, but thank goodness it stayed relatively close, within a couple feet, and I was able to tap in for a par. Next hole. Okay, this is a par 3, about 133 yards, but it is all uphill, so you really can't see the cup or the bottom of the flag. Bunker on the right, big slope around the back, kind of a false front. So a lot of guys will hit it and it'll be right, just barely visible on the horizon, and they'll think they're close, but they still have a chip left. So I'm gonna go 9-iron at this, even though it's cold. There's a little wind, actually wind in my face. I'm gonna go 9-iron. So for those of you watching and thinking about my process or whatever, yes, normally I would get out my rangefinder and shoot the exact distance to the flag. Couple of things on this. I've played this hole quite a bit, which isn't an excuse, by the way. I think we should still be shooting our distances even on holes you've played many, many times. But I'm a little overwhelmed at the moment at carrying around my own stand and microphone and, you know, just using my phone for a camera, the tripod thing, and I'm walking. It's a little bit more to to navigate than in your normal round of golf, so I didn't shoot it, but I have a feeling this will be a good club for me. So that pin is tucked in right behind the bunker. I could go left and be pretty safe, or I could live dangerously and go right at the flag and risk, if I'm short, hitting that bunker, because the wind is into me. So I think I'm going to go a little left of the flag. I think I can produce a little bit of a cut too, which could help kind of bring it into the flag. So let's see. Oh, I went left. Needs to get up a little bit. Oh, just like I told you guys, it's short. The mistake. So as an 8.5 handicap, I have many, many weaknesses. And there go my clubs. Should have set the brake. I have many, many weaknesses. I would say my biggest weakness, though, is my short game. Chipping shots from about 39 yards and in, and lots of chips around the green. Consequently, it has been the part of my game I've worked on the hardest, but I'm still the weakest at. So I'm also trying to give myself a wide variation of shots to play, a whole library of little chips, whether it's with my 56, my 50, my pitching wedge, my 9-iron, or 60 if it calls for it. Low ball flight, high ball flight, you name it. Front of my stance, middle of my stance, maybe even back of my stance with my hands forward. All different shots that I've been working on. So I'm actually, think I'm going to play a low ball flight. Let's take a look here. Now, I'm certain it's hard to tell, but I have to still go up over this hill, no green to work with, and try and keep it on that hill, and then it all goes downhill the back of the green. This is not an easy shot, but I honestly think I'm going to play kind of my mid-range chip, which should be on the lower side. What I've tried to get better at is picking the exact spot I really want to see this ball land before it, you know, it just rolls out from there. This is a tough shot for me, guys. I'm going to go just right of the flag because I do think it's going to feed left. Here we go. I'm going to keep this pretty centered in my stance and probably bring my hands forward just a little bit. Oh my goodness, guys. Well, I guess I played out all right. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. And I mean exactly. I know this is bad, but I'm doing a video and got a lot going on. I'm not getting my putter. All right, par. Well, if you love golf, this is the hole for you. The third hole, or the 12th hole really, here at Creekside, is about a 505 yard par 5. which doesn't sound crazy long, and it's not, but it is all uphill. That flag might be about 20 feet above my head or so. And if you look at these bunkers on the right and left, 1, 2, 3 on the left, 2 right there on the right, 2 more way up there, 1 kind of guarding the green, and another couple greenside bunkers. Everything slopes right to left. Gosh darn, this is a challenging, just great golf hole, and I absolutely love it. There's things in, obstacles in place. No matter what handicap you are, no matter what tee you're playing from, all of those elements come into play. Let's give this a rip. So, because of that slope I pointed out, I'm actually going to set this a little left of center, and I'm going to aim down the right side of the fairway. Because if I hit one good and hit it straight, it'll hit somewhere on the right side of the fairway and roll quite a ways left. Still really haven't put my finger on how firm or soft the fairways are, but here we go. Oh, I hit it off the heel, so it's not going to go very far. It is in the fairway. Wow. Still somehow hit that about 265 or so, maybe even 270. That was really not a great swing though, but I got away with it. So, a couple of things. Number one, as you saw the video, if you saw the video of what's in my bag, I hit the TaylorMade M5. I'm still sticking with it even though the sim's out. There's lots of drivers to choose from. Maybe later I'm going to do some tests on drivers. And who knows, of all those driver tests I do, maybe one will find its way into my bag. However, for now it's the TaylorMade M5. I hit that thing off the heel and still hit it pretty good. And that's one thing I want to tell you golfers that are, 20 handicaps, 24 handicaps, 12 handicaps, is as you get better and better, your misses become quite a bit better. I guess I don't know how else to say that. Your misses don't punish you as much as they used to. So just a little bit of encouragement, especially for those of you that are improving. You're still going to miss swings. You're still going to miss shots. I just missed one right there. And yet it still turned out okay. Yours will get better and better too as your game improves. All right, so I've got 245 in, which means that was a 260-yard drive, which, gosh, doesn't sound like a lot, but given that it was so badly hit off the heel. And the other thing you got to think about is this is all uphill. For a miss, I'm pretty happy. So I've got 245 to the hole, to the flag, that is. If you can tell, I've got 3-wood in my hand. It's questionable that I can get it there. Again, many feet of elevation climb here. Little hurting wind, very cold. This would be perceived as an aggressive play, which is something we'll talk about in later videos, when to be aggressive and when not to be. It's something I struggle with. Again, I've got a really steep uphill lie, so I'm going to aim right just a hair, because I think this will come out left, maybe even draw. A lot to consider up there, but I'm just going to let her rip. Oh, don't cut so much. Get over that. Oh, baby. I did not reach the green. Did not reach the green, but it turned out really good. Didn't exactly flush it or hammer it, but I'm in real good position up there. Here's that bunker that had me a little nervous. My ball hit just beyond it and just rolled up a little bit over here to the left side of the fairway, which again, as I just said on 11, is going to give me that chip that
has been a little bit of my Achilles heel. Let's see what we got. 32 yards to the flag. The green slopes right to left. You know, again, guys, there's so many different plays. As I get better, I might be able to pull out. I'm gonna go sand wedge again, which for me is 56, and just try and play a nice easy one. Again, I'm gonna go ball middle of my stance, hands slightly forward, weight slightly forward, and try and play kind of a medium range ball flight and get it to just land beyond the line of the fringe. See how close we can get it to roll. Well, instead of just landing beyond the fringe, I landed it short and it just nibbled hard. Now I'm on the green, which is great because I got a birdie putt, but I actually, even for my skill level, I'm not happy with that. Man, guys, it was worse than I thought. I actually didn't even make the green. Just barely on the fringe, but of course I'm still gonna putt this. Now, I don't know really what you're seeing at home on camera. This green, when I have visitors here, even scratch golfer types, they have a lot of trouble reading this green because it looks like it's going to go left to right, but I'm telling you, this goes right to left. And this is all uphill. I don't know, I haven't paced it out, but somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 32-footer. Again, somebody's watching this and cringing, saying, how do you not know your exact distance? Folks, there are just some shots that I go a little bit by feel. I really want this. Oh, I just hammered it. Just hammered it, folks. That was terrible. Oh. Oh man, see, now, okay, here's a good teaching moment. That was terrible. Guys, I'm gonna be authentic, show you the good side. I've just got to slow down, go through my full process because I'm kind of frustrated there. You know, because think about it, folks. And no, I know I'm not fixing this divot the right way, but I really want this flat for this putt here, and it's right in my way. But that was a bad chip and then a really bad first putt. And this is where we as golfers have to just kind of calm down and get back into our process, forget it, flush it, but reset. This is now, again, going to be left to right. God, that was, okay, here we go. I'm thinking about it, you hear that? My mind, it crept in. Let's try and make a really good putt here. Oh, it just stayed right there. And look at this. Oh my God. Okay, YouTube. Oh. Oh, baby. For bogey. Oh. The dreaded three putt. Okay. The dreaded three putt. I played that hole decent for me, and then just terrible putting. I can't help but wonder, not to make an excuse, if I'm a hair out of focus because of the trying to create a video, but no excuses. Just two really awful putts there. But if I'm out of breath, it's because up to our 13th hole is a very steep climb. But I got to flush that now. So I'm 1 over through 3. Yeah. I'm out of breath. Nice work, Matt. Good video you're doing here, bud. So I'm 1 over, but now as I get prepared to stand on the next tee, I just got to forget about that. We all do that, right? And that's a really hard thing to do in golf. When you look at some of the best pros out there, just amazing to me how quickly they can flush the previous shot or the previous hole. Whereas a lot of us amateurs would kind of progressively melt down. I'm going to try and take a page out of that book and rally here on this next hole. I'm going to take a drink of soda real quick. I mean water. Or Diet Pepsi. And tell you about this hole. All right. Another par 5 here, back to back. This one plays about 550 yards from the blues. Kind of a blind tee shot, sort of. I think my aiming area is going to be right about those 2 blue spruces. Really not much room to miss left. However, you can go down to what we call Birdie Alley down there and still be okay. The problem is if you hit somewhere on that slope just over the horizon, it tends to just push the ball hard out of bounds into the trees. So challenging tee shot, long hole. Let's give it a go. Okay then. So as I was just taking a sip of my soda and grabbed the wrong ball, getting my driver out. I don't know if you can detect it on the microphone or not, but the wind really picked up. Now I've never reached this green in 2. I don't. Maybe once I did. I think I recall once. I honestly think almost the second shot is more important than the first shot on this hole, which sounds weird, but okay then. Oh, I kind of skied it a little bit. Yeah, a little high on the club face. So it's going to be a little shorter than normal, which does not help me on this hole, but it's pretty good. It's all right. One of the things I forgot to mention too is I really try on the back nine, which today in part 1 of this 2 video YouTube special, if you didn't see the very beginning, we're on the back nine, which was a back nine start today. So this is part 1, even though it's a back nine, you guys get it. But on the back nine, it's absolutely imperative to try and be as close to par as possible, because later on in this golf course, which you're going to see, when we get to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, holy crap, we call it the gauntlet. It gets really hard. So giving up a stroke on 12 on that last hole doesn't help as we approach the gauntlet, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Every hole is an opportunity to make par or birdie or whatever, but for me, par is a good score all the time. My lowest, my course record here is 78. You know, you'd think an 8 handicap would have the capability of going a hair lower. 78's my low here. So, yeah. All right, second shot in the fairway. A little shorter than I would have liked. Did not run out at all. Let's go play it. All right, second shot in the fairway. A bit shorter than I would have wanted. I'm not sure, but I think I have somewhere in the neighborhood. I didn't shoot it, guys. It doesn't matter. I don't have a club in the bag that's going to get there. But I bet I'm in this neighborhood of 280 out. Probably means I hit about a 270-yard drive. Again, this whole fairway slopes right, so I'm going to pick a good target down the left side of the fairway. and let gravity do the rest. Ball beneath my feet too, so this ball's going to want to slip. Yeah, and it cut a freaking boatload on top of a crap swing. Stay in bounds. Stayed in bounds. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys are getting the good with the bad here today. All right. Yeah, so well, there goes my clubs. So instead of staying up on the fairway, which I wanted, I can't say I cut one. I straight up sliced one over here. It stayed in over by the backyard of these houses over here, which is going to make it an extremely hard and elevated third shot from a lot further than I should be. Well, that's just not even fair. A lot of mud, patches of thick grass, well, wispy grass, elevated green. Haven't even shot the distance yet, but this is not going to be a treat. All right, you're not going to get to see the ball flat on this one. Otherwise, I'd have to position the camera in somebody's backyard. Let's see, ball beneath my feet. Elevated green, 84 yards into the wind. Little to no green to work with. All right. I'm going to aim left of the flag, guys. There's just, it's so dangerous to try and fire this at this flag right now. So dangerous. That's probably going to be short. Oh no, I'm on. Oh, guys, wait till you see this. Ooh. If you notice in the last swing, I took a really aggressive swing at that. And while I'm still, I don't know, 30 feet away from the hole, I'm pretty pleased with all the conditions that I had there that I am putting for birdie. Really pleased, guys. For me, again, 8.5 handicap. Some of you lower handicap guys would not be pleased with this effort at all from 84 yards. But I am. So, only right to left putt. Uphill on top of that. Rick Shields, I mentioned Rick Shields earlier. He didn't invent this by any means, but he's who I got the idea from to get a feel for the slope. All right, uphill 30 plus feet. Again, right to left. So much for right to left. I can't believe that didn't move. Cannot believe it. I really should mark this, guys. But with all the technology I'm juggling here, I don't want to slow play up. So, you know, to be technical about it, I should take my time. But there's another par. So 1 over through 4. All right, number 14 hole, which if you've been watching, you know is actually, what, the 5th hole on the back here. Par 3. Right now, these blue tees are back a bit, and the flag is forward, and wind is at my back a little bit. So 202 yards. The wind is swirling, though, I will say that. 202 yards normally is not a 6-iron, but given all the conditions here, I'm going to hit 6. Yeah. Because of the weird angle of the sun, I don't know if Shot Tracer is going to get this one. God, guys. Got a little bit of a bounce left. That was not a good swing. So after that, not very good effort right there, as I stroll on down this par 3 to see what I've got for my second shot, I want to take an opportunity. If you're watching this on YouTube, guys, please subscribe. I would love it. I'd be honored. I'd enjoy sharing my golf journey with you, along with kind of my amateurs mid-range handicap as an 8.5. Just would enjoy sharing all my reviews on different product, you know, all the different irons, drivers, putters, everything out there. I'd enjoy sharing this journey with you and sharing my opinions on all kinds of equipment out there. So smash that subscribe button, click the little bell for notifications. Also love it if you click like on this video so other golfers get a chance to see it as well, hopefully. So if you haven't done that already, please do. All right, so another testy little chip. Boy, it's funny because I've been working on all these different clubs and approaches and different plays with weight and feet and club selection, hands. And yet, so far, the first, what's it been, 4.5 holes here, most of them have presented shots that would be pretty much the same play. I want to get this on the green. Again, I'm going to play a lower ball trajectory, hands slightly forward, but ball still middle of my stance. I'm not going to really move the ball back. Weight just a tiny bit forward. This should move left once it gets up there. Slight uphill lie too. Oh, go in. Too firm. Oh man, that's a good 15 feet past. Huh. Well, initially I was pleased with that chip, but it just was too firm, man. I don't know, with these cold temperatures and the amount of wind we got, I think these greens are getting speedy. Which would explain why I've, aside from just a bad putting stroke, why I've hit so many putts long today. This is slippery as heck. Should move slightly left to right very fast. If it looks like I'm not giving all these putts their due attention, it's because I'm not recording everything I'm doing while I get ready, guys. Oh, it just stayed right on the spot that I wanted it. Okay, bogey, +2. All right then, so this is hole 15. This is really hole 2 of what I previously called the gauntlet. I include 14, that par 3 you just saw me play in that. This is down in this corner. This just gets crazy. I don't know, on camera probably doesn't look like much, but it's the number 3 rated hole on the golf course. I actually think it is the second most difficult hole on the golf course, but that's just me. Relatively long par 4. Is it a long par 4? Yeah, not really, I guess. 411 yards. Sorry about the camera work. 411 yards. Carrying those bunkers is really not a problem, but they're hard to see, but there's bunkers down there on the left. Green side bunker. What really, everything left, by the way, is dead. Right is close to dead. So you really got to put a good shot in the fairway. What really makes this hole hard is the approach, which I'll show you in a minute. This time of year, you know, a lot of guys that are a bit better than me, they can reach those bunkers on the left. I typically from blues cannot. So I'm actually going to aim just right of them because I really don't think they come into play for me. And it gives me a bit better line into the green. Yeah, big cutter. Should be okay.
Looks like it's okay.
There are two reasons I don't like hitting here. First of all, you lengthen out the hole. Second of all, you get in the shade where it stays damp and you get no rollout. If I had hit this straight down the fairway, I'd only had about 140 yards in. As it is, I got 150 on a damp lie. Don't worry, I'll fix that when the camera's not rolling. Eight iron is what I have in my hand, 150. In a second, I'll show you why this is such a crazy approach. Oh, I chunked it. That was terrible. I don't know, guys. This is another area of weakness for me. When I get on those really soft, wet, soggy lies, something's in my head. Something impacts my swing mentally and translates to physically. And I chunk it a lot when it's really, I just have a hard time picking it clean. Not a good swing. Let me show you why this is such a crazy approach shot here and why this hole is so difficult. All right, so here it is. There's this narrow opening to this green right here. Bunker left, bunker right. You can't see it, but there's a creek that goes all the way around. The creek goes there, all the way around under this bridge that goes over there. Left is a cart path, and then that fence is OB. You have to hit either this tiny little apron or the green. Have to. There's just so much danger here, which is what makes this such a hard hole. All right, so I've got this juicy little thing in the rough. Very little green to work with. Third shot on this par 4, because I just duffed the crap out of that. Second one. Okay. You guys figuring out why I'm still an 8 handicap? You probably figured it out the moment you saw my swing. Once again, here's that little distance that is the just toughest part of my game right here. Oh my gosh, guys. I just about hold that. Just about hold that. Looks like I've got par here. Let's go take a look. I should not be doing this, guys. I'm setting a terrible example right now, but I need to really be concerned with pace of play. So, all right then. I gave that to myself. Maybe that's bad form, but guys, there's golfers coming up right behind me. Even as a single, which the club was gracious enough to let me just have my own tee time because I knew what I was doing here. But because of the frost delay, all the tee times have been ridiculously compressed. So it is crazy busy out here. And even as a single, with juggling, setting up the camera on every shot and everything, it's taken me, my pace is not good. So I'm not sure if it'll be in the video or not, but I putted that one hand with the camera and tripod in my left hand. It was, so yeah. All right, 16, another par 5. Okay, wow guys, this is a par 5 and it's really not that long. It's only roughly 490 yards, but again, it's another hole that's quite a bit of elevation. It's way uphill. Today it's playing drastically into the wind and you can't see it, nor am I going to explain it today, but it's a blind tee shot with a very narrow opening. It is a tee shot that really intimidates me at the level of play that I am. I need to hit a pretty big cut. Lefties here on this tee that play a fade or a cutter are in big trouble on this hole, because you cannot go left. Oh, and I did it. I freaking did it. That cut a lot, but in my defense, I was trying to on that one. All right, so +2 through 5, because yes, I gave myself that putt. It's fun right there. So right there, I actually tried to shape a shot with my driver as an 8.5 handicap. That is not something I'm good at yet. So when you do what you set out to do in terms of shot shape, that to me is really fun. That's very fun and very exciting. So looks like I'm just barely off the fairway in the rough. Wow, I got a honey of a second shot coming up. It's all uphill, probably 240 yards or so. You're gonna think, if you're doing the math, that my driver wasn't that good, but you know, I'm not, whatever. It is what it is. Call it 240, maybe 250. But it's into a stiff wind and all uphill. So this next shot, again, probably will still be 240-ish, and will be all uphill and into the wind. This is actually one of the only par fives, well, one of the par fives that I can reasonably reach into. Given the cold, windy conditions today, though, I'd really have to smash one for that to happen today. I'm not laying up by any means, but I'm gonna let one fly. But even flushing a 3-wood here is, I think I've got a clean enough lie, it looks like, down there to hit 3-wood. Even that's asking a lot for today's conditions. I don't know if you can hear that wind. It is hard. It's coming right towards us. We're hitting right into the teeth of it. And yeah, about 240 yards uphill. One of the more undulated greens here, and the pin is on the far right, which actually suits my cutter pretty well. But with this wind, I doubt I'm even gonna threaten the green. I'm gonna definitely go left. There's a ridge I'm aiming at. You can't probably see it on camera, I'm not gonna point it out. A ridge that I'm aiming at left of the flag, and I really think if I even have a chance of getting there, this will cut in. Went pretty straight. Oh, that's really funny. Went really straight, but gosh darn. Wait till you see this daggum chip I have again for my third shot. My goodness. I already know it's gonna be really hard. Yikes. All right, up here at my ball. You know, I was thinking about this shot as I was walking up here. If you can see, the flag is blowing straight down the fairway. And I think that's what might have kept that ball straight and from cutting even just a little bit, because I would have loved to have been much closer to the green. And it was the shot I was trying to play, and it just went straight on me. But nevertheless, here we are in the rough. Again, look at, guys, I can just barely see the tip of that flag. So I've got this huge berm right smack in front of the green, and have to land the ball right on top of that berm and hope that it doesn't run off the back of the green. In fact, I notice now as I set the camera up, I don't even think you can see the flag. You might be able to see just the top part of the flag. 65 yards in. I'm gonna go sand wedge. I think that breeze has died down slightly. And even though you just saw me earlier hit a sand wedge, gosh, I mean, 65 could be just my lob wedge too, but I'm gonna go sand wedge. It's into the wind. I'm gonna go try and go nice and smooth on this. Again, I wanna land it somewhere near the top of that hill and hope that it feeds down to the hole. I'm going to open up the club face slightly to help me take some of that distance off. Means I need to kind of aim a little further left. Ball's still going to be relatively in the middle of my stance, so pretty full swing, I think, with this face open. Yeah, I got it up in the air all right. And it landed on the berm, but the problem is it landed on the wrong side of the berm. It landed on the left side, not the right side. So that was a bit of a pull, which makes sense. I was aiming left, but with that open face, I thought I needed to. I'm sure I'll look at my swing later. All right, let's get up there and putt. So because did not make a good swing, I hit this side of the berm, and the ball, instead of bounding forward, actually rolled sideways and slightly backward. So now I have about a 50-foot putt at least. Big berm between me and the hole. Oh, mama. Wow, just lining up this putt. This is just past the windmill and through the clown's mouth kind of putt. I'm going to have to aim this considerably right to the right. What's interesting is not as far as you think, because I think maybe at the end of this comes back to the left just a hair, but I'm going to aim on just definitely to the right and let this try and use this berm to get it close to the hole. Speed is going to be crazy because I have to get it over the berm. If I don't get it over the berm, we got problems. But there could still be a concern at coming off the berm and rolling off the green. So I've got a line picked. I've got a speed set in my head. Just going to give it my best effort here. Oh my goodness. Settle, settle, settle. Settle right there. Settle. Guys, I might have put that in about 3 feet. I think I'm happy with that. I was right though. It after, going over the berm and going hard left, it did start to come back to the right, just maybe a little too much pace. So again, folks, in a normal round, I'd be giving this quite a bit more attention. I kept the camera rolling. So yeah. I'm just, for pace of play, busy day at the golf course, camera still rolling. Have I covered all my excuses? And a par. All right then. So I'm +2 through 6. Check that. Through 7. I'm +2 through 7. You know what's interesting? I have no birdies today, which usually I can get 1 per 9, but no birdies so far. And another interesting thing is both my bogeys came on the 2 par 3s. That's unusual. All right then. Actually, full confession to you guys, my scores, at least at this golf course, and actually I think everywhere, my scores in relationship to par, I'm just looking at this hole here, are higher on the par 3s than they are on the 4s or 5s. Isn't that interesting? Interesting. Because the 3s are often, not always, but often, the most easy rated or lowest degree of difficulty as it relates to handicap. Interesting. All right, let me shoot this distance and tell you about this hole. Well, actually, I'll tell you about it right now. Par 3. Right now it's going to be, I haven't shot it yet, but it's going to be about 200 yards. As you can see, everything between here and the green is dead, and I mean dead. And I don't know if I put my hand over the sun, if you can see it. Yeah. Big, huge, rocky cliff with red stakes behind the green. Essentially, you have to hit the green. There's just a couple small areas you can miss right and left, but in front of the green and behind the green is dead. This is, again, that gauntlet I was talking about. Tough hole. Here we go. Guys, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm choosing a 6-iron here. Now, later in future videos, we'll talk about the psychology of your self-talk, the things that you're saying to yourself, you know, before a shot. So saying what I just said is contrary to what I would teach you guys or share with you guys. I shouldn't say teach. I'm not qualified to teach anybody, but what I would share with you guys. Now, that said, I shot the distance and it's about 187. So the tee or the flag is forward. So 187. I rarely hit 6-iron on this hole, but here it is. Oh, it's cutting. Yeah, whew. There's a reason I don't hit 6 here that often. That's safe. It's short and right, and believe it or not, it's safe. It just cleared the hazard area. As we come up the 17th hole, remember how I said I was going to make this a 2-part series? I was going to shoot all 18 today and break it up into 2 9-hole videos. That said, all of my equipment, the battery power is dying on the microphone and my phone and everything. So I'll have to come and do the front 9 at a different time. I'll probably still label it as part 2, who knows. But have to do it at a different time. Another interesting observation, something I've been thinking about here. You know, I'm too over, whoa, the bridge. This is professional stuff here. Another thing I was thinking about is I'm 2 over through 7 holes. Sure would love to get up and down for par on this one. I'm playing a little bit better than my handicap today. And you know what's weird is I haven't had my best stuff today. Haven't crushed the ball off the tee. Haven't hit. I mean, man, when I go back and watch this video through, it'd be interesting to see. I really didn't hit that many greens in regulation. It's funny how that happens, right? And then there are other days, and I tell other golfers this that I play with when I watch them play and they're not doing very well. I tell them, and this isn't just some loser mentality like everybody gets a trophy thing, but there are days, guys, where your score just doesn't really reflect how you play. And usually that means that, you know, your score is a lot higher than you'd like it to be, but you just don't feel like you played that bad. Well, this is one of those days. My score is lower than it probably should be, given how I've been swinging it today. Holy crap. Look at this shot. Yeah, so I'm buried. That's the first problem right there. And look at this. No green to work with. Oh, God. I think I'm going to have to maybe play a little bit of a flop, like I got that shot in my arsenal. Oh, Lord. Okay, so I just made an executive decision for this video. I'm not moving this ball. Now, I'll tell you why. Under normal circumstances, I could clean and lift, clean, and replace this. It's covered in mud. It just bounced backwards out of my divot. It's totally covered in mud. Everything about rules of play right now say that I could clean that off. I'm not going to because it's buried. I don't want anybody on my very first video, or one of my first videos anyways, to accuse me of anything to try and make this easier. So I'm just going to play it as it lies right here, guys. If I were playing with my buddies or something, then yeah, I would clean this off. I'm going to move this ball forward of my stance, still my weight a bit forward. The club face is going to be open. I actually have my lob wedge here. I love this shot. That's what I'm saying right now. Love this shot. Oh. Right. Okay. I think it is more than fair to say I am not pleased with that. And as I get up here, guys, I'm not bringing the camera with me. Yeah, it just wasn't good. But I'll tell you, it was only about a foot off. I'm almost near the top of this ridge. You probably, from your point of view, won't see what this does. You're just going to have to take my word for it. God, I could almost putt this. I'm going to take my sand wedge. I'm going to really make my feet narrow, bring my weight forward and my hands forward, and the ball in the back of my stance. And that was awful. I'm probably 15 feet past the hole. Folks, I need to hurry. The next group is already on the tee watching me. Still gonna mark this though, because it's still muddy. Those were two bad shots in a row. And if you've been paying attention, I've actually had some decent chips, even despite saying that was a weakness in my game. I've had some good ones today. Those were two stinky ones. I'm gonna rush through this process. I'm not making an excuse. This putt is gonna be what it's gonna be. I think I'm just gonna fire this kind of at the hole. I'm not setting a good example here, by the way, just for the record, and I know it. Oh, I just killed it. All right, so that is a double bogey, which is the max I can take here anyways. That's a 5. That's what we would call a blow-up hole. Dadgum double bogey. Brings me to +4 with this 9th hole to go, which is our 18th. I really need to buckle down here mentally, because I'm running pretty hot right now. All right. One other thing I'll note is I was thinking as I was walking off that green, I said I was +2 on the par 3s. That's not true. Remember that par 5? I 3-putted. I was on the green, had a birdie putt, and ended up 3-putting. Yeah, that. So, yeah. All right. Let's look at the 18th. You're gonna love this. Welcome to the 18th hole at Creekside. It's the number 2 rated handicap hole on the golf course, but everybody here agrees this is the most challenging hole here, and it is a ridiculously hard finishing hole. It's a par 4, 430, I'll call it 440 yards today. 440 yard par 4. There's a creek up there. I don't know if you can make out the bridge over by that, over by that tree, that bridge there. But the creek actually starts really close to you and runs away from you and is in play for a lot of golfers from each of the tees: black pro tips, the blues, the whites, the golds. I'm actually going to hit driver today. It's cold. I just don't think I'm going to reach the creek. Now, I can tell you in the summer, I have to start hitting 3-wood here, which if I hit a 3-wood 250, good grief, I still got a 195, 190 yard shot uphill to the green, which I'll show you here in a little bit. So I'm actually going to pull out driver which is pretty aggressive. I'm going to aim at that broccoli tree by the bridge and hope for a good bounce. Okay, after I set the camera down, sure enough, we're hitting into the wind, so I definitely can hit driver here. And I'm going to tell you another thing. So hitting driver here, if I hit a draw or if I pull this, I'm dead. Just dead. If I hit a cutter, much less a slice, which I've done today, then it is also dead. I forgot I needed a tee, but here's one right here. If I hit a slice or a cutter, it is also dead. So I'm going to place this here. I'd like to be further left on the tee box, but I'm not exactly sure where I set up the camera here. So I would like shot tracer to work if possible. So we'll see. So I need to hit this pretty straight, so as to avoid all the different hazards up there, all the different stakes and creeks and trees and bushes. Aiming at that bridge that I showed you guys just a little bit ago. Last hole for this video. Let's end on a good one. Come on, Matt. Oh, guys, that is going to be pretty good. A little further left than I'd like, but it is going to be pretty good. Probably still have a long second shot, though. Let's go see. Well, okay, then. I only hit that 240 yards because I have 200 yards to the flag, and the flag's in the middle on the button. Would have been nice if I called my shot beforehand because it would look more credible. Now I probably look like an idiot, but I did try and take a little off of that because, guys, when I smoke one and if it cuts to the right, it is in the creek, and I can't have that. Ironically, I probably could have hit my 3-wood to this spot. I hit driver because I wanted it to go further, but it's freaking 40 degrees. Probably a little warmer, 45. It's into a stiff wind, which so is a second shot. And it's a bit uphill. Oh well, it is what it is. Not my best drive, but it is what it is. So here I am, 200 yards. Flag is tucked insanely behind a freaking bunker with no green to work at. I have no shot to go at this flag. I just have to go for the middle of the green. And I've got a 4 hybrid in my hand, which would normally be way too much club, but not way too much club, maybe just a hair heavy. But this wind that I'm hitting into is stiff. So I'm just gonna try and, I'm still gonna try and swing a full 4 hybrid here. And let's just see what happens. My swing has not been on point today, but here we go. God, it's cutting a lot too. God, this is so bad. Let's see, I said I don't want to go at the hole or the flag, and it went at the flag. It was cutting on top of that, so a lot of distance was coming off into that freaking stiff wind, and I found the bunker that was right in front of the flag. That sucks. Well, how fortunate. On the last hole after a double bogey. Oh, it was going so nicely. Remember the gauntlet I was telling you about? The last 4 holes coming in? Ugh. Okay, well, so what do we do here? I'm in the bunker. I don't think I've been in a bunker yet today. Spoiler alert, I'm not good at them. And I'll tell you something, Creekside, where I'm a member and where a lot of my videos are going to be coming to you from, gorgeous club. Really, really great and highly respected golf course. Our sand sucks, especially this time of year, but really year round. and everybody acknowledges it. It's just one of those things that actually I think is a project for 2021 maybe, is going to be to kind of carve out all this crappy pathetic sand and put in real proper sand, really good sand, and we're all very excited for that day. But it makes bunker shots really that much harder because you're never going to get a real fluffy lie here. The lies in the bunkers are always inconsistent. Sometimes it's really compact. Sometimes it is kind of fluffy. You just don't know. Oh, guys, look at this. This was so bad. Yeah, so here's the flag, the green. Here I am, right up against this upslope, and I've got to hop up over all this. I do have a little grain to work with though, so that's nice. Well, I just can't really get the camera set up at a bit better angle than that, guys, so that's gonna just be what it's gonna be. Weakest area of my game, I said, was chipping. Maybe add to that, or moreover, chipping out of the bunker. I'm gonna go ball forward, club face open. I've got my lob wedge, 60 degree. Ball's gonna run right when it gets up there. I definitely am trying to get maybe 40% of the way to the hole and let the ball do the rest. Again, it's just hard with our traps to really know. I mean, this is very granular. It dries up. There's pebbles everywhere. We just don't have really good sand. So just give it my best effort here. See, you can't even dig in that far. That's all right. Okay, so I'm sure you can't see it. It didn't go 40% of the way there. It went 90% of the way there, just barely landed next to the hole and ran out another 20 feet. All right, here we go. All right, well, yeah, so that finished out quite a bit further from the hole than I wanted. Folks, especially if you're around my handicap, or if you're good 10 strokes higher, which I imagine some of you are, it's just going to happen, right? This is not my divot, just for the record. Mine was further there. I don't even know if I'm on camera view right now, but I have a feeling I'm going to need to go somewhere near this divot. One of the things I always say is I try and leave the green or the tee box in better condition than I found it. So I always try and do my pitch mark plus 1 or 2 more on the green. And if I'm filling a divot, particularly on par 3s on the tee box, I'm trying to get mine plus a couple more. Right to left putt, for sure. Uphill, which is part of the reason it ran out so much. This is all downhill. I mean, this would be a beauty to get. You feel that wind? I don't know if you can hear it on the mic. This would just be a beautiful par to finish with. Really disappointed with how I played 17, but we can't be thinking about that right now. Boy, it is windy. Shouldn't really affect this though. I need to be pretty firm, which hasn't been a problem today. A lot of putts haven't broke as much as you would have thought today. Travel, you got. Oh, that would have been some par, huh? All right. Well, that's 5 over. That's not good. All right then. Well, as I mentioned and alluded to earlier, all my equipment is running out of juice. So this is going to be a 9-hole video today. I'm going to have to do the other 9 another time. Won't even be able to record it or document it today. So I'm sorry that I don't string 2 back-to-back 9s. That's really the way this should be done, but technology is going to limit that a little bit. So let's see what we did here on the front 9. Well, the front back 9, the back 9 here. 5 over 41. Not to my expectation. Really should be 4 over. And actually 5 over plays to my handicap. It really does. If I were to post this, that would be within my 8.5, 8.6 handicap. So I guess that's not terrible, but in my pursuit to always be getting better, 5 over 41 on 9 holes, not especially great. That's the type of round where I would have hoped to maybe gone and put a 39 on the other 9 and bet in the even 80 would have been fine with me. But yeah, remember, and that's the thing, I want my channel to be authentic, right? Everything that I'm struggling with, everything I'm doing well, and hopefully then go over these things with you guys so that it hopefully influences your game, whether you're a lower handicap than me, or especially for you guys that are a higher handicap than me. I really hope it's helpful. But again, going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, one of the reasons I wanted to do this is because I wanted to establish a baseline so that as I was talking about equipment and all the things I could be reviewing or all the things I'm going to be working on, again, I'm not a teaching pro. I'm just an average guy that's just telling you what's working for me and how I like equipment and what my thoughts are about it. But as I do all that, I just thought it was important to establish a baseline of where I'm at. And maybe 9 holes was good enough to do that. I don't know. But I imagine I'll do this other front 9 for you at some point too, hopefully relatively soon. I really hope that you guys like this and enjoy it. I've got so much more that's going to be coming out with things that I'm working on, swing things. Again, I'm not a pro. I can't teach you guys, but I can tell you the things that I'm working on as an 8.5 handicap, a guy who started the year as a 16 and is just hoping to just keep getting better and wanted to bring you guys along in that journey with me. And then again, I keep saying it, sorry for the redundancy, but all the things that we'll be reviewing equipment-wise as well. So hopefully you enjoyed this and it was helpful for you to see a 9-hole round with me and what I'm doing, what my thought process is. I didn't share it entirely with you just because of time. When I do maybe some holes where I'm going entirely through the process, I'll just do like 3 holes of golf on that. So 9 holes, this is already going to be a long video. If you made it through to the end of this video, wow. All right. If you did though, if you haven't already, please click subscribe, please click the bell for notification, and please click the like or the thumbs up for this. If you're watching this on Facebook, I hope you hit follow for our Facebook page, and please like this video. Feel free in the comment section to tag a buddy of yours that is, say, higher than a 10 handicap that might get some enjoyment out of watching this video. All right? Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Till next time, see you later. I'm Matt Williams.